before we go into the moving forward bit, we'll talk about the day of Millville itself. So you ride Parla. Deegan probably beat you by 6 minutes.
For sure.
And then you ride Hangtown. Not the best weekend. And then you have to take a few weekends off. Like, realistically, what was the expectation going into that weekend? What was going to be a good day for you?
Well, to be honest, I was just like, I was down there for after Southwick, and I was like, man, I'm hauling ass. Like, I got on the bike, and I was like...
At Millville?
At Star.
At Star.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I'm fucking ripping. Like, I know what it takes to win.
Yeah.
And the level of drive and, like, around the track that I had, I was like, dude, that's it right there.
No way.
Yeah, I'm like, that's it. That's it. Like, Will Hahn came up to me, and he's like, dude, you look horny. And I was like, thanks, Will. So that was cool. And then I'm like, if I can ride like that at Millville, I know what it takes. And I'm like, dude, if I don't go 10-10, I'm going to be pissed. Like,
so you thought you could just top 10?
Yeah, I'm like, I should have 10-10 this because, like, you know, I mean, look at the first 2 rounds. Look at my last couple years.
At any point, did you think you could podium?
No.
So that was just not on the radar. Like, because I'm thinking, does he just think deep down, like, I got one more Millville in me where I can get it done?
I was so, in a sense, demoralized of, like, the result.
Yeah.
That I was like, this is closure for me. I don't owe anybody anything. That's what I kept telling myself.
Yeah.
But then I was like, all right, let's go old school. Like, I used to get dressed out of the truck. And I got dressed out of the truck. And then I was just like, well, when you were an amateur coming up, like, you didn't know if you're gonna win, but you said, I'm gonna win. I'm just gonna, like, put my best foot forward, right? Like, I can't control the result. So I was like, why are you so fixated on a result? Just go fucking do your best. Like, it's not that hard. Like, don't overthink it. So I found a great start. Brad Hoffman dialed me in a start map. I said, Brad, my technique's not that good on the start. These guys have done Supercross. They've done outdoors. I'm finger banging the clutch. I'm terrible.
Yeah.
I need you to build me a map that's going to be, like,
Idiot proof. Yeah.
I want to go up there. I want to focus on one thing. Nailed it. Dude's a genius. Legend. Went out to Millville. 2 hole shots. And I just rode my ass off. And I think that was, like, my life's work into that day. And the stars aligned. Joe's rear brake goes out. He wildcats off the track. I take over the lead. And it was a dream day, dude. Dream day.
It's so incredible how it played out. Like, I literally had tears in my eyes in the second moto. I mean, the first moto was crazy too. I was like, I just can't believe he's doing this, you know? And then I think you got up on the podium in the first moto and you, like, kind of had that moment. And was it hard to come down even after the first moto to, like, execute for the second one?
Yeah, like, I just thought of, like, whenever you'd have, like, a great moto throughout my career, the first moto, I was just like, man, you want to do it again.
Yeah.
So then, like, that kind of pressure and that, like, that will to do it.
And not to celebrate.
Yeah, not to celebrate.
Moto.
And then, like, I was a Grand Marshal. So, like, I could barely even talk during the Grand Marshal speech because I got a really cool plaque. That, you know, it said congratulations on your career and everything. And I was like, dude, in tears. I'm like, fuck, I need to lock in.
That's what I've been thinking.
I need to lock in. Like, this is bad. And I'm, like, biting my lip and stuff, dude. Honestly, I don't know how I held it together, but I did. Like, I was fighting so much stuff. So much stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just watching the ceremony and even, like, you do your practice start and then you come around the first turn and instead of staying in the practice start, you just start waving to everyone. And I was like, bro, this must be so hard to stay in the racer moment because it's your last one. You're trying to soak it all in. I'm sure you're trying to hear the crowd and feel all of it, but that is distracting you from the actual task at hand. And, like, you kind of just managed both. And even on the podium at the first time, I'm like, bro, this would be so hard to feel these emotions. Yeah. And even not to just be like, fuck it, I don't care about the second moto. This was like, because that already would have been more than you would have ever dreamed of.
For sure. Oh, 100%. I mean, I haven't been nowhere near in that position the last couple of years. But yeah, I guess I wanted a little bit more of that piece of pie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when that gate dropped, dude, the old gamer came out in me. This old roachy dog had one more good ride in him.
Right. And like a crazy ride.
Yeah.
Like and I think you even said it on the podium, like not many dudes been able to fight off a Deegan charge and you just fucking drop the hammer, dude.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I'm in the danger zone. I remember like I was looking back on top of Mount Martin, and then I knew in the mechanics area, I could tell it was my mechanic, Lockley, and then we had Duff had the board out. I'm like, shit, it's Deegan. And then I looked at the top of Mount Martin. I looked over my shoulder. I had to really break the neck, we're quite stiff. And I saw it was the number one. I'm like, damn it, man. I'm like, I'm in the danger zone. And I was like, I'll bleed for this.
Yeah,
Because I knew that if I'm hurting, he had to have been hurting. And at that point, it's just we're all hurting in Moto 2. But it's like, all right, let's see who's he's got that dog in him. I got the dog in me. Stars aligned. Maybe he let up and gave it to me. We'll never know. Maybe he did. I'm grateful for it, Deegan. But if you didn't.
Well, I mean, that's he was gonna win the overall, but he would have wanted to win that moto.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that it's kind of what Hunter did to Jet in the first moto. Like Jet had to come from behind. He puts in a couple fast laps. Hunter responds, and then it's like,
yeah.
Because you really only get like how many laps would you get? Like if you're in Deegan's position in that second moto, and because he did try and have that charge. How long can you maintain that charge for?
So he seems to come on pretty hard at the end. So I knew that they put 5 laps on the board, and I think I knew that he would put a surge in. Like I knew that. And then if I could keep him at bay for those 2 laps, I knew he'd probably chill for a little bit, and then he'd put in a massive attack the last 2. So like it's hard to be all in for that. Like
the whole 5 laps.
Lap 5, yeah. So like I knew like I had an idea, and I think I was obviously able to keep him at bay, and that's
That's all she wrote.
Yeah.
How was the track?
The track was a little bit. It was a good Millville. I mean,
I liked the prep.
I have not rode there since 2021.
No way.
Yeah. Or as far as like race the national.
The national.
Yeah. So I went 1-1 there. But yeah, I mean, I was riding the KX 450 on the amateur track, but we weren't prepping it. We weren't doing nothing. So the way it forms up for the national is a lot different than like, how it would form up for amateurs.
Yeah.
So track was good. You could move around. It was a little bit hard packed. We ripped it. I think we needed a little bit more water in it, but it's Millville. It was a good racetrack.
I honestly liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was talking to Alex, I said I think it was 14, the James and Trey year, and it was exactly like that weekend. It wasn't as deep. I think you guys were maybe expecting a bit of rain, so probably didn't open it up and water it as much early. I honestly think that those tracks are the best for racing because you guys could move around.
Yeah, there's something to it. Like you don't want it to be just rut city everywhere, but then you also want to be able to maneuver around, and that gives the spectators something to watch too, because you're seeing a little slicing and dicing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's nice too.
So how much does like the home court advantage, like you've done more laps there than anybody in the world.
Yeah.
It obviously forms up different, but how does that help you in those moments?
I mean, obviously it's familiar territory, right? So I literally grew up there. Like if there was ever an advantage over anyone, that would be it.
Yeah.
100%. I can't deny that, but I'd like to think that after going, barely, was it 2020 at Paula, and then I was like, I think I was in like 10th or 11th in Moto 1 at Hangtown, and then I ate shit. I'd like to believe that these guys are the best guys in the world. I definitely had some comfort there, but Deegan and those guys, it's just another racetrack.
Yeah, they're just extracting the performance. Like the top level is the top level.
Yeah. And I won like, obviously home court advantage or not, I've won a lot of other places too.
Yeah.
And like I have a heck of a resume to prove it.
Is there just like a feeling in the dirt or like a comfort in, because you think like you're late, you're tired, like just to know how much you can push, to know how much traction you've got. Like, can you feel Millville at that level to where the odds of you going down at that track is just like super low?
I almost went down with 5 laps to go.
So no.
Yeah. So like, but I do know where you can and you can't push. But any guy that's like on their game knows where they can and they can't push.
Yeah.
And you figure that out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like if I was to race Washougal, I know where I can and can't push. Even Unadilla, Budds Creek, all that kind of stuff. So there's certain spots you can take a little bit more than maybe the track's willing to give, and other spots you got to chill. So I know that at Millville, like going down the first straightaway, a lot of guys have tucked their front end over the years. You're always kind of like on the side of the tire at Millville, so you got to have good side traction, right? Being comfortable turning on bumps and like being on the side of the tire. So I know how to set the bike up pretty well for that, and I had it pretty good. Yeah.
Just so wild, dude, to just be in that moment, second moto. The crowd was losing it.
Dude,
Is that the loudest you've ever heard a crowd at an outdoor?
I think so. I think so. For sure. I've never heard a crowd. It was like a wave around the track, dude. At an outdoor national? What? It was crazy.
Was there a buzz around that whole week for you, do you think?
It was like bittersweet. Because you know it's the end. I've announced it. You want to go out with a bang, but then you just want to be grateful for what you have or for what you've done, and like no matter what, and you're trying to take it in. Yeah, I mean it was bittersweet. My house was completely full with people, and I had the YouTube vlog up. I did one more vlog.
Yeah, I watched it.
And like, dude, I had like my chick Dakota, put a spread together there, a charcuterie board of stuff, and we had Fireball right there as well, like it was, I have friends that like to party, and I have friends that are, pretty straight and narrow. So yeah.
So sick, dude.
Yeah.
So then the podium, that whole thing, like, were you really able to take that moment in, do you think?
I did. And like I normally in the past, I try to like downplay it, not try to be like, too gnarly or enjoy the moment too much, but I didn't care. I knew this is my goodbye, and I'll only get this moment. This is it. This is the last time. So I really just took it in and wanted to hug everyone and just be stoked. And I don't know. It's special. Man,
I'm glad JT asked you so he asked the questions after the race, and you went like pretty much just factory moto racer. Like you just went back into character, like the old J-Mart, just clicking off wins and podiums was right there. And then he kind of brought you back to the moment. He was like, okay, but all that aside, like you will remember this moment forever. Like, how does this feel? And it like kind of brought you back into that moment. And I think you gave like such a amazing response to that. I was so glad that he like pushed you for more of that.
Yeah, it's going to go down as one of the best days of my life. And I needed that. I really needed that, in a sense. Like I knew I still had it in me, right? Like if the stars aligned, I felt like I still had it. The stars aligned and I had it. So that was grateful. And then first thing I said when I got back to the truck was, give me a beer. We're going to get fucked up. And I did. I got home and, I had a beer at the press conference there, and I was like, I don't care anymore what anyone thinks. I'm just over it. Like, this is for me. I don't owe nobody nothing. And then I got back and, got my R8 and drifted the fucking yard up and came back in, parked it, and I said, did a shot of Fireball, and I said, thanks everyone for being here, and I said, let's live our best lives.
Dude, I love that. Yeah, I saw in the vlog you were fucking wasted and driving the car around. I was like, you deserve that.
Yeah.
Own your piece of motocross history by heading to jmart6.com to grab yourself a farewell t-shirt, available right now. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.